Hello, welcome to day 3 of art and creativity. Just hands today, no face, no scary face. Today I want to show you a project, another sculpture for the children. This is a lovely bird made by my friend Anne with the help of her friend Hazel, and it's made from tin foil inside, some collage bits of paper on top of the tin foil and some wire legs. So I'm going to show you how to make that. I've got a handout here that I'll put on the end of the email, which has got some pictures of birds and an extra cardboard foot if you can't find the wire. So first you'll need a piece of tin foil, aluminium foil. How big is that? About A4. If you can find some garden wire, some nice bendy wire that's easy for children to bend, you might have an adult's help with that. And then for putting on some patterns, feathers and things, if you've got some wrapping paper, bags from the shop, tissue paper, Christmas paper, things like that, they're lovely for covering the bird. You can see that's given it a feeling of feathers, and there's a robin redbreast perhaps. And some PVA glue to attach that. And what else do we need? I think that's everything. So let's begin. Begin with your piece of tin foil. And I would suggest you take some paper to stuff it a little bit. The tin foil it's easy to work with in that it crunches up very easily, but you don't want to squash it too much. So I'm thinking for my bird, I want to have a body in the middle and a head. So I'm going to scrunch up a bit of, this is just a bit of the wrapping paper, and put that into the middle of the body, so it doesn't get too squashed. I'm going to squash it a bit for the head, and crucially I want to have a beak. This is the nice thing with the tin foil, you can really squash it for a beak like that. Makes a lot of noise, this tin foil. Maybe you can't hear me. So there's a beak for now, and a rough head shape. So that's, the head of the bird is pretty dense, but I haven't made the body too dense yet. There's my stuffing. And this is a bit I've left over for the tail, because some of these birds have got a nice long tail that sticks up. So that's a rough start for that body shape. And the head. Birds don't really have much of a neck, so you don't want to, well, they don't have long, well, they don't have much of a neck, they don't have long necks, but you can manipulate it fairly easily, bend it in different directions, and I've got a bit of an opening there, that's where I stuffed it. I could have put some more paper in there if I felt that it was going to cave in too much as I worked it. But there is my bird. Head, body, sticking out tail, and pointy beak. Next I'm going to put some legs on. I have this really nice bendy wire. It's a bit like garden wire, I think. And that's a leg that I've prepared already. It's going to have 2 legs. And I've just given it 3 feet, 3 toes, 3 claws. So this end, I've doubled it over, that's going to go inside the bird, that's going to attach. So this wire, I've managed to bend it around like that. It's fairly soft, but it's still quite strong. You might need someone with stronger hands, an adult, to bend it for you. And then I'm trying to bend 3 toes for my bird. And if I've not quite measured that well, not long enough, is it? because I would like to be able to bend it around there. Oh well, I haven't. Maybe it won't matter. And the shape of the bird's leg and foot is nice and distinctive. Firstly, the toes bend down, like that. Then the ankle goes straight. So I've used a little bit of masking tape to hold these legs in place. I pushed them up into the opening in the tin foil. They didn't quite stay when I scrunched up the tin foil to hold them there, so I've put some masking tape and I've slightly changed their shape because I've made it more like my drawing. They're bending at the top, might be the knee, and then they come down to the ankle. It won't stand up on its own yet, but don't worry about that. Once it's strengthened with the collage and the glue and dried, then you'll be able to bend it into position. So I'm going to put more masking tape on first, because the tin foil won't take the glue particularly well. The glue won't stick to it. So I'm wrapping some masking tape around the bird, and I'll gently press it into the shape, so that it sticks a bit. I won't press too hard because, as I've said, the tin foil isn't really that solid and you might end up crushing it more than you want to. But if I get some masking tape everywhere, I don't have to completely cover it, but it's just going to help the glue and the collage to stick. Maybe one more bit around the head. It can be quite nice if you have little bits of tin foil showing through as well. I think that helps the finished effect. Then I've got some papier-mâché, which is torn up bits of paper. I had some nice bits of wrapping paper. This is quite thick brown wrapping paper, so I've actually soaked it in the glue so that the pieces of paper are fairly wet and easy to manipulate. And using the brush, I can smooth them out. So I've decided to put some darker bits on the back of the bird. Whoops. And I'm using that, I like that snowflake pattern. It's got a little bit of a look of feathers. So I soaked that so that that would be easy to manipulate. I also liked these stripy bits from a bag from a shop. I think that'll be quite good for the tail. And then I have some yellow tissue paper, which will soak up the glue much more easily. And I'm going to put that on the bird's underneath. Be a bit of a gold crest. And then I've just got to decide what to put on the head. Maybe a little bit more of the dark. The other side of these snowflake bits of paper, I think a reindeer. That might be quite nice on its head. And a little bit more yellow underneath. The other place that will benefit from some of this papier-mâché, everything's sticking to me, stop it. What will benefit from some of the papier-mâché, if we can ever get it on, is the point at which the legs, that's got all fallen apart, look at that. But the point at which the